Good afternoon and welcome today to the 2020 Minnesota TZD Towards Zero Deaths webinar series. Last week we explored safe systems, a human-centered approach to traffic safety. Today, we will meet the manufacturers, part one of a two-part series. My name is Mark Kindy. I'm one of Minnesota's 3 TZD co-chairs, and I'm the manager of the Injury and Violence Prevention Program at the Minnesota Department of Health. Traffic safety is a public health issue and concern. It takes all of us across disciplines to work together to understand how and why and when and where crashes and injuries happen. How we move, the vehicles we use and what is in them are missional components of reducing risk of injury. We'd like to start out by thanking our hosts for the TZD webinar series. Our hosts include the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, NHTSA, the Minnesota Department of Health, the Minnesota Department of Public Safety, and our own Minnesota Department of Transportation. But before we start the official webinar topic today, the TZD program is excited to recognize one of our TZD Award recipients. Watch for our slide. There we go. Thank you so much. We are recognizing our 2020 TZD Child Passenger Safety Star Award recipient, Tracy Brown. Tracy is a child passenger safety consultant, advocate, and instructor with Safety Gal Consulting. Tracy began her traffic safety career with our own Minnesota State Patrol, but retired after sustaining injuries from a motor vehicle crash while on duty. So Tracy, thanks, and just a special shout out to you for that personal service and sacrifice. Tracy was our recipient of Saved by the Belt in 1990 because of this crash, and really fueled the reason for her passion to promote and educate others on occupant protection and child passenger safety. Tracy continued her career as a child passenger safety technician, instructor, advocate, and consultant, and has been doing that for more than 20 years. Tracy's built many partnerships because of her efforts across southern Minnesota and into the Twin Cities. And we're just thrilled to honor her today for the work that she's done. Interestingly, Tracy's one of the few consultants who's been trained in the school bus transportation arena, and also one of the few technicians and instructors who's trained in transporting children with special health care needs. Tracy is a former Southern Minnesota Child Passenger Safety Liaison for our Department of Public Safety. And she's a recognized resource across Minnesota to ensure that all children are traveling safety in vehicles. And she's just a true advocate for child passenger safety. Tracy, it's all yours.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, thank you.
I don't know what's going on. I'm not getting the video. There. Sorry, do I need to share?
Yes.
No, you don't need to share anything.
Okay, I don't know. My camera's on, but I'm not coming up. And everything was working before.
So you're ready to
We can hear you perfectly.
All right. I'll move along. A lot has transpired over the last 30 years in traffic safety and 22 years as a child passenger safety technician. We had the development of the National Standardized Child Passenger Safety Technician Curriculum. We had a change in the seatbelt law for the good. We had a change in the child restraint law in Minnesota for the good. We had the development of the Minnesota CARS training. We've seen many improvements in vehicles and child restraints, making it easier for caregivers to use child restraints as well as to install them. We've seen our misuse regarding child restraints go down, and now we're faced with COVID-19, which has forced us to rethink how we reach our caregivers regarding child passenger safety. A pivotal moment for me was October 31st, 1990, when I received the Saved by the Seatbelt Award, taking an unpleasant experience and turning it into something more positive. This experience invoked a passion for me in occupant protection that led to my purpose in traffic safety. I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge some individuals for their help along the way. The Minnesota State Patrol for giving me the platform to educate the public on occupant protection, child passenger safety, as well as seatbelt safety. Julie Prom, a former child passenger safety coordinator who served as a mentor to me to become a child passenger safety technician and an instructor all in the same month. We don't do it that way anymore. To Patty Klicka, a former child passenger safety program coordinator who encouraged me to stay involved in child passenger safety after retiring from the Minnesota State Patrol. To Heather Darby, another child passenger safety program coordinator, for giving me the opportunity to serve as a former Southern Minnesota child passenger safety liaison. To Annette Larson and Jessica Schleck, they are the Minnesota TZD coordinators in Southern Minnesota. Your willingness to help promote child passenger safety in Southern Minnesota. To Irene Jones, our current child passenger safety program coordinator, for your willingness to open communication for child passenger safety. Lastly, I feel truly blessed to have had the opportunity to work alongside so many child passenger safety technicians and instructors throughout Minnesota, as well as many other traffic safety partners. Thank you for your contributions to traffic safety. What you do does matter and has a purpose. I'd like to conclude by saying a quote by Bishop T.D. Jakes. If you can't figure out your purpose, figure out your passion, for your passion will lead you right into your purpose. Thank you for this award. I'm extremely grateful for the recognition of that award. Thank you to Kim Lombard, Sarah Broswell, and Kayla Frank for nominating me for this award. Stay safe and healthy.
Tracy, thank you. And a great quote from TD Jakes. That's excellent. Thanks and congratulations again. Really appreciate this. I'd like to introduce and turn this over now to our moderator for today's session, Allison Nicholson.
Great, thanks, Mark. For those of you that are joining us late, welcome again to today's webinar, Meet the Manufacturers, Day 1. Go ahead and advance the next screen. Before I introduce today's speakers, I have a few housekeeping items for you. As a reminder, this webinar will be recorded and a link to the recording will be on the TZD website within a week. If you have, go ahead and advance to the next screen. If you have questions for our speakers, please put them in the Q&A box at the bottom of your screen. We will get to your questions at the conclusion of our presentation. If you have a question that needs immediate attention, I can interject at the appropriate time. The TZD webinar series is proud to offer continuing education credits. These are listed and are available for the webinar. To find the forms, you can go to the Meet the Manufacturers Day 1 on the TZD webpage. For those that are in law enforcement that are viewers, post-board credits are also available for this webinar. Please read this important announcement for post-board credit. If you are watching this webinar live, please watch the webinar in its entirety, and TZD will submit an affidavit of attendance report to the post board for you. If you are watching the recorded version of this webinar, please complete the affidavit of attendance and on the TZD website and email it to tzd@umd.edu. Instructions for this are on the website with more details. Now, on to our topic for today, meet the manufacturers. We have 4 speakers for you today. Our first speaker is John Sumroy. John Sumroy is the MyFold CEO and inventor of the MyFold Grab and Go backless and high fold fit and fold backless booster. Like 25% of all children's journeys, John's kids rode most without the correct car seat, carpooling with grandkids, taxis, rentals, and vacations. This motivated him to create the ultra compact child restraint category, launching a range of compact, portable, adjustable car restraints for systems in 2016 that are ideal for busy parents and caregivers. MyFold is so small and portable, it can be easily moved from car to car, also making it ideal for car sharing and ride hailing. With more than 1 million seats sold worldwide, including to taxis and ride hailing fleets, police departments, car rental companies, and more, John recently launched the HighFold, the world's most adjustable, portable, high back booster. John?
I think, okay, hi. I hope you can hear me. Alison, thank you for the introduction, and thank you to Minnesota for inviting me to present. I've never been to Minnesota. I was looking forward to going, and I hope to get the opportunity next year. I am a father of 4, the CEO and the inventor of the range of MyFold seats, and I'm also a child passenger safety technician. That's my mob. I'm going to talk about 2 new products that we have in our portfolio. I just want to give a little bit of background to why we think MyFold and the vision of MyFold is really important. If you look back all the way to the mid-70s, there's been a constant improvement in child passenger safety with reduction of serious injury and death to children. However, about 10 years ago, that plateaued, and in the last few years, the results have been getting worse. And the question is why? Why is the rate of death and injury to children not getting any better after so many years? And it's really because we're living through a personal transportation revolution that's actually changing the way people own and use cars. So today, parents are much more looking for the opportunity to have compact and portable products that they can take with them from car to car, rather than only having child restraint systems that they have to leave in cars. Not only do car seats need to be personal, but it's getting more and more complicated to share car seats. MyFold and HighFold can stay with the children, not with the car, and they can easily be cleaned, not just with soap and water, but also with alcoholic gels without weakening the seats. And according to the American Academy of Pediatrics, to protect children, there are 3 things to do: wear face masks, wash hands, and keep car seats clean. Who would have thought that that comes in the top 3 things that are important today? As a company, we've always focused very heavily on working with child passenger safety technicians. And if you go to our website, to the CPST link, you can find that we have 2 guides on teaching techs about MyFold and teaching techs about HighFold. And recent survey that we did, nearly 96% of child passenger safety lead instructors now recommend MyFold in certain circumstances. As Alison mentioned, as a company, we've now sold 1 million of our compact and portable seats around the world in only 4 years. And we have a vision, which is by making compact and portable child restraints, we can make sure there's always a child restraint for every child, in every car, on every journey, every time. For those of you that aren't familiar with our products, we introduced the MyFold Grab and Go Booster Seat in 2016. That's the tiny little seat at the front there. And for comparison, you can see the next smallest backless booster seat. And it works very simply by positioning the lap belt and the shoulder strap correctly on the child. We have a whole range of products from the MyFold Original, the Luxury Sport, Basic MyFold, and the new HiFold. But although they're very popular with consumers, we also listen to feedback. And today I'm going to introduce the brand new, all new and improved MyFold Comfort Grab and Go Booster Seat. And one of the biggest changes is this new compact comfort seat cushion, which is 3 times thicker than the original seat cushion, as well as a new design, some anti-grip pads, a new range of colors, and a much quicker and easier to use shoulder belt clip. These are all of the improvements that you can have, that you can see with the new MyFold Comfort, and we'll be sharing the presentation so you can look at it in more detail. MyFold Comfort is for children who are aged 4 years old and above, and you should only move to a backless booster seat once your child has outgrown the child restraint with a 5-point harness. It's globally regulated, one of the few car seats that you can use in every country in the world, and the weight range is from 33 pounds to 100 pounds, and the height from 36 inches to 59 inches. Please note, we only recommend using the seat from 40 pounds. However, because of European regulations and the fact that it is a global car seat, it is also tested and available for children as low as 15 kilograms. That was the MyFold Comfort, and this is HiFold. HiFold is a high back booster that's also compact and portable. It has a weight range of 33 to 100 pounds and a height of 36 to 59 inches. This short video shows you how the HiFold can open up, how it can adjust to various sizes, and then how it can fold down again. HiFold is actually the world's most adjustable high back booster. It has 9 different height settings, and then each of the head width, body width, and hip width can be adjusted to 3 different settings. That's a total of 243 different configurations. That's not a gimmick. By being this adjustable, it means that the seat can adapt to every child as they grow. You can be tall and thin, and the seat will still be comfortable. You can be short and wide, and it will still be comfortable. And also, this adjustability makes sure that the positioning of the lap belt and the shoulder strap is always optimized for the child. This is showing the mechanisms for the adjustment, and these are all of the different size and width configurations. I think that's repeating. One thing that's very important is that we only recommend using HiFold, first of all, when a child has outgrown their car seat with a high 5-point harness, but also only with a child that can sit properly in a booster seat for the entire duration of a trip. So if a child won't remain seated properly, they shouldn't be moving into a booster seat. So outgrown means that they can no longer use their seat with a 5-point harness, and sitting properly means that the child must remain seated without slouching under the belt, without moving the shoulder belt under their arm or off the shoulder, and without leaning sideways or moving out of position while the vehicle's in motion. The magic of HiFold is what we called multifold, the multifold system for storage and portability. The average car seat is made with up to 50 components. HiFold has nearly 500 different components. Every single aspect of the seat can adjust and fold. It was an engineering marvel that we managed to create something that was so flexible and adjustable and compact and portable and still complied with all the regulatory standards. And as I mentioned earlier, HiFold, like the MyFold Comfort, is globally regulated. So the same seat can be used in North America, in Europe, and in Asia. There's a range of accessories, including carry bags and clip-on cup holders. And 2 more slides, because my 7 minutes are up. The majority of people who are using HiFold use it as a regular booster seat all the time, nearly 60%. But as you can see here, all of the other reasons that people would be looking for a compact and portable seat: on vacation, in grandparents' cars, with a different caregiver, in taxis and Ubers, and in carpooling. And on a scale of 1 to 10, nearly 90% of people recommend HiFold to a friend. We have a CPS pricing. You can find out more information and apply for it at cpst@myfold.com. It's 33% off the MyFold Comfort and 25% off HighFold, and a slightly bigger discount for lead instructors. These are my contact details, which will be available again for people to get a copy of the presentation. And thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, John. Our second speaker is Denise Danielson. Denise Danielson is the owner of Safe Ride News Publications. She publishes educational materials that support the child passenger safety field, including the Safe Ride newsletter, the Latch Manual, the School Bus Safety Handbook. In 1996, she founded the Car Safe Kids, a program that contracts with Seattle area hospitals to provide child passenger safety outreach to professional education. She holds a master's degree in business administration from the University of Washington and has been a child passenger safety technician instructor since 1998. Denise?
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for having me. I'm very disappointed, as it's been mentioned, that we can't meet in person. I was very much looking forward to coming. When I was originally invited to attend, I was asked to do presentations on using child passengers, using car seats in pickup trucks. So I just wanted to note that there is a presentation that is on the CPS board website on pickup trucks now. And in January, I'm going to do the follow-up to that I was going to give to you guys as a first time, but I will do it on that on a Safe Kids webinar in January. So just watch for that and you have an opportunity to see those presentations. But for now, I appreciate, you probably know I'm not actually a car seat manufacturer. I'm a publisher of materials. And I don't know if you can see my screen, but I have my camera on. You probably can see this is a chance to see where I make all these products. And I have my demonstration dolls and car seats because, you know, it's 2020 and now we do all of our training virtually. So I'm happy to be able to go over a few of our products so that if you're not aware of them, you'll have an introduction to us. But first, I do need to point out that I am on the National CPS board, and I'm told that I'm supposed to mention that I'm not representing the board today, but I am proud to represent the board and be on the board currently. But today I am representing Safe Ride News Publications, and this is kind of our universe of products. And I hope you are familiar with at least some of these: the Latch Manual, Safe Ride News newsletter, our child safety fact sheets. We have 28 of those on various subjects specific to various aspects of child passenger safety, as well as the School Bus Safety Handbook and some CDs for presentations that you can give to get your folks CEUs. So in the amount of time I have today, I just want to go over a few of these products, but just to let you know, we do have, if you've been doing business with us for a number of years, we have upgraded our website, so we hope it'll be easier to navigate and better to look at, but also it allows us to be able to to place orders online now. So if you've been doing business with us, you might be glad to know we have joined the 21st century, and that was a couple of years ago, but this is just a picture of our homepage. And if you click on order publications, that's where you can find out more about these products as well as place orders if you like. So the product you may be most familiar with, I hope, is the Latch Manual, and clearly the current edition is the lavender one. And I say clearly because it's not brand new. We're coming to the end of the 2020 year. So the life cycle of the lavender manual is coming to a close. I am in full swing of updating for the 2021, which will be color to be determined. But there is definitely going to be opportunities. You can go and pre-order them on the website right now, and we'll be making a lot of announcements about that when it comes out. In terms of knowing how to use the Latch Manual, there are opportunities, by the way, at cpsboard.org. I mentioned earlier there's other webinars, but I have a few webinars posted there about how to learn about latch using the latch manual. And so even though we're coming out with a new one, it won't be lavender anymore. These are going to be kind of evergreen in terms of them explaining how to get the most use out of the latch manual. Because I don't know if you can, this is a pretty big book, and I want to just make sure that people don't just leave it on their desk and don't crack it open and know where to find material. It's not much good to you if you don't know how to find the information you need quickly. So there's also updates to the latch manual when they occur. And if you go to the website and down to the footer and sign up, you can be notified whenever we make those kinds of updates to the latch manual and for any other updates about Safe Ride News. Also free at our website is an additional resource about Latch, which we call the Latch Gallery. And that's going to be a place where, boy, there was some stuff that we couldn't put in the Latch manual because, man, you need to look at this in a picture. You wouldn't believe it from just the description, or it's too complicated. And so we have a bunch of PDFs that we've put together, and this is just one example of many that are posted at the Latch Gallery that kind of help walk you through what we're talking about in there. And so if a posting is at the Latch Gallery, we note it on the car model's notes in the Latch manual, so you know to go check that out at the Latch Gallery. And that's an interactive group kind of feature, because if you see something you think should be on the Latch Gallery, there's a form there for you to fill out and send us the pictures, and we'll post it there. Also wanted to mention the School Bus Safety Handbook. Earlier it was mentioned that Tracy Brown is trained at school bus information, and I think all CPSTs really should learn more about safety of children on school buses. And so the School Bus Safety Handbook talks all about using child safety restraint systems on school buses. But our original product for Safe Ride News, I hope you most of you in Minnesota actually know this, because for years you guys were all subscribers. And I do encourage all people that are CPSTs to stay up to date on all aspects of child passenger safety by being subscribers to Safe Ride News. And I do have a coupon code for you here, MNCPST, at that order publications. If you decide you want to subscribe to Safe Ride News in the month of November, just put in that code at the checkout screen at the very top, and you can get 10% off your order. It's going to be a 8-page newsletter that comes out bi-monthly, so 6 times a year, and you do earn a CEU for each year that you're a subscriber. So, for a couple of years, you're going to, between certification, you will get a couple of CEUs, which is helpful. I just like to give a shout out to Deborah Davis Stewart, as she is the founder of Safe Ride News. We've been around for 38 years, and that wasn't with me the whole time. I've been there for a number of years now, about 15 years, but Deborah founded it. So we do have a CD of the history, which really is kind of intriguing to see all the background. But in the current issues and what we do at each time, I like to think of it as a way to keep CPSTs up to date on everything that's happening, but also kind of chronicling, it's a news reporting. So it's going to tell, chronicling what is the history of our movement, our CPS movement. So in every issue, I'm going to update you on recalls, not just on car seats, but also cars. And there's going to be a calendar of CPS events, as well as resources that are the most newest and most important resources coming up. And then I get a chance to do an editorial as well. Regularly, we have a new actually 2 or 3 times a year, we report on brand new car seats. There's so many of those coming out. And so we always kind of keep a log of what's new. We talk about any kind of NHTSA updates, studies that come out, hot topics. But, I have some recent examples listed there, which you can read. I just put the latest newsletter out to subscribers this weekend, and we had actually a fairly long article on what we call booster readiness. So John just mentioned about children being able to sit properly before they're ready to ride in any booster. And, so we have an article covering that. We also talk about the notice of proposed rulemaking that NHTSA just put out to change how all of our car seats might be tested and labeled in the future. So that's all very interesting, and lots of other information in there as well. So it's definitely worthwhile for keeping in touch with everything that's going on in CPS. So I'd like to just conclude by noting that we love to hear from you. This is my email to get in touch with me. and also Katrina, because as I said, we're right in the midst of that whole update for the latch manual. So if there are things that you want to see in there, or things you think should be clear, or things you've noted, boy, now would be a great time to point that out quickly so that I can incorporate it, because really it's a living document that is something we update regularly with the help of the CPS community, because it's a book that's made for us to help us do our job right. And of course, you can give us a call as well. These pictures are showing Brian is our distribution manager, and so he's out there shipping those latch manuals, and you can see me in the office doing virtual checkups where I am right now. And so that is where we are out here in the Pacific Northwest, and we hope to look forward to hearing from you and answering any questions today. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Denise. Before we just move on, the link that you mentioned for the trucks, is that available to put in the chat?
Certainly. That is just at cpsboard.org, but I'll put it in the chat for sure.
Thank you. All right, perfect. And I will move on to our next speaker. Our third speaker is Vera Fullway. Vera has been with Safe Traffic Systems since 2004. She is the company's global brand representative, regulatory compliance officer, customer service manager, and product development assistant. Her undergraduate studies were completed at Colorado State University with majors in physics and microbiology. Her experience as a paramedic led her to a career in injury prevention education. Vera.
Thank you very much, Allison, for that lovely introduction, and thank you to the TZD committee for the opportunity to present today. My name is Vera, and I am the global brand representative for Safe Traffic System, who started in the year 2000. In the year 2000, we were actually manufacturing components, safety components for motor vehicles, and in 2004 is when we launched our very first Ride Safer travel vest. The Safe Traffic System is a privately owned company based in Chicago, Illinois, and we are committed to the development of products for safe and effective transportation of children. We are not categorized as a special needs seat. We are categorized as a harness for the everyday child. We began researching effective ways to restrain children who were secured with lap-only seatbelts in the early 2000s. At that time, this was the only option for children riding in the center of seat of most vehicles. Higher weight limit car seats were very unaffordable and few and far between, so we decided to start researching some effective ways to restrain those children at a cost-effective way in the lap-only seat belts. We used the 10-year-old crash test dummy to study the actual mechanics and movement of the child's body in the seating position, and found some very disturbing movements that put a tremendous risk for lumbar spine injuries and intra-abdominal injuries to the organs, because that lap belt did not catch on the hip bones. The Generation 1 vest was developed and launched for those booster age kids in 2004, where we were able to control that upper torso motion and prevent that submarining under the lap belt by being able to guide the lap belt over the top of the thighs. As I mentioned earlier, the Ride Safer travel vest is tested and able to be certified as a harness according to Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standard 213. We conduct many additional tests with using the booster seat protocol to be able to allow the use of the lap and shoulder belt without the tether, but we are only certified in the US as a harness using a lap only seat belt plus the tether. We are permitted to allow the use of the lap and shoulder belt. In October of 2016, we launched the Generation 4 Ride Safer travel vest. Our intent with the changes were to make the vest more adjustable in the shoulders, make the vest more comfortable and for children, and to allow parents to be able to easily buckle and unbuckle the vest with a newly patented ring and hook system. Unfortunately, what we developed was a locking system that was very kid-friendly and virtually parent-proof. So today it is my pleasure to introduce the Generation 5 Ride Safer Travel Vest. All of our products are tested and certified in accordance to Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standard 213 in approved crash test facilities in the United States. We hold many additional certifications worldwide. The Ride Safer travel vests are tested and certified using the lap-only seatbelt plus the tether to meet the regulatory requirements of a harness. We are a worldwide distributor, and we do sell worldwide in just about every country worldwide. The vests had then retested after the initial testing for certification and compliance. The vests are then retested in various configurations with the lap and shoulder belts utilizing the booster seat testing protocol. When caregivers choose to use the lap and shoulder belt without the tether, the Ride Safer travel vest is actually considered to be a belt positioning system with an enhanced protection. All of the vests are shipped with the tether to provide additional pre-crash positioning and support during non-frontal collisions. As you can see in the photo, we do recommend that the tether be used in addition to the lap and shoulder belt to offer better protection during non-frontal crashes such as side impact, offset, and rollover crashes. Some notable features of the Ride Safer travel vest include an innovative series of padding that absorb and dissipate the energies of the crash force on all torso locations that the seatbelt makes contact with. That includes the shoulders, the clavicle or the collarbone, the abdominal area where the lap belt may be displaced during the collision, and it includes the energy absorbing materials that are specifically manufactured by us for us to be placed on the inside of the fabric of the vest. The tether that is provided with each vest attaches to reinforced fabric loops. We recently switched from the deformable metal to the reinforced fabric to prevent heat-related discomfort to the child in case the vest is left in a hot car. The vests are also equipped with the vests are also equipped with the shoulder belt guides that move up and down. The shoulder belt guides are adjustable up and down so that the correct angle of the shoulder belt can be achieved across the center of the upper torso. The aircraft grade metal hook locking system is load bearing and is tested well beyond its required strength. It is easily hooked and unhooked by an adult shape, by a hook that is shaped so that it is easily undone, but by the adult, but not easily undone when the strap is fastened correctly around the child's body. The vests all have adjustable shoulder straps and are equipped with the routing for our future aircraft attachment system, still pending some testing with the Federal Aviation Administration and some changes that need to be made to the current code of federal regulations. Each of the vests also provides a neck pillow. It is optional for daily use, but in case the child needs it, we do provide it. Our expansion panel launched several months ago. It can be used on all three sizes of the Ride Safer travel vest and is intended to offer a better fit for children that are wider than average. To use it, it is very simple. You simply slip the hook into one side of the vest and then slip the hook from the vest into the opposite side of the expansion panel. Make the whole system nice and snug, and you are ready to go. Some convenience features of the Ride Safer travel vest include the fact that it can be put on and adjusted on the child prior to entering the vehicle. This feature is particularly important for our families who use carpools, rideshare, and taxis by eliminating the time necessary to install a car seat. Once in the car, adjusting the seatbelt is quick and easy. Simply buckle the seatbelt, put the seatbelt through the guides, and enjoy the ride. As cars are getting smaller and smaller, but car seats are getting bigger and bigger, the Ride Safer travel vests are only as wide as the child's body, offering a little bit more comfort and less fuss than some of the other products that are available on the market. For younger children and shorter children, the Ride Safer travel vest can be safely used in conjunction with the Delighter booster. We are preparing to launch a brand new booster in the first quarter of 2021, so please keep an eye on that as well. Our boosters are certified as standalone boosters and weighing 1 pound. They are currently the largest or the lightest full-size booster on the market. Vests are available in 3 sizes ranging from 30 pounds to 110 pounds and available currently in 4 colors. Thank you for the opportunity to review the innovative features of our Ride Safer brand child restraint system. Please feel free to email me if I can send you a spec sheet or any other further information. A PDF of a presentation that's similar to this one will be posted on the TZD website. Let me know if I can be of any assistance to you.
Thank you, Vera. Our fourth and final speaker is Eve Miller. Eve Miller has served as part of the institutional sales team for Evenflow Company for the last 12 years. She is a certified child passenger safety technician and works with organizations across the country in her capacity with Evenflow. Eve is actively involved in her local community and passionate about working with organizations that serve children. Eve attended the University of Georgia, where she received her degree in risk management and insurance. Eve?
Thank you, Allison. I'm happy to be here with you guys. Sorry I couldn't visit your beautiful state this year, but happy to be able to participate in whatever way I can. Hopefully by now you're familiar with the Good Baby brand. If you're not, we have 4 brands under it. The one we're going to be focusing on today is Evenflow, and it's probably the one you're most familiar with. The first seat I want to talk about is our Every Stage DLX. It came out several years ago, but it's worth highlighting because it's got some very cool and unique features. It's a 3-in-1 seat with a 10-year expiration date, and it's our first seat that goes to 50-pound weight limit rear facing. It also has a 10-position adjustable headrest with a no rethread harness. I'm going to show a short video in a couple of minutes, and it does a really good job of highlighting a couple of the features on this that may be difficult to see in a picture. The first is our easy click lower anchor system. It really is the simplest installation that you'll ever do. The other thing, and I would like to ask you to pay special attention during the video, is the in-seat recline. This helps optimally position the child. It elevates the lower back and hips, so it helps open up the airways. The Every Stage comes in 3 models. We do this to try to get the most technology we can on each version, but still hit various price points. Here is showing the Easy Click connector. As you can see, you just click it in, and then it has a ratcheting arm that you ratchet and then fold up. And it really is that simple. And it's a really, really great feature for folks that maybe don't have the strength to push down on the seat as hard as necessary. People like parents or older caregivers that just need a little bit extra help. Now we're going to watch that video. Okay, our next seat that I wanted to talk about is our Every Fit. It's one of our newest seats on the market. Uh-oh, I did something to my slides. Okay, our Every Fit is a 4-in-1, all-in-one seat. I must have us on the slideshow. Try to redo this. Sorry about that, guys. Just give me 1 second. Hopefully I can get back. So our Every Fit is one of our newest seats. It's not going to work for me. I'm sorry, Paul. Do you have any advice to get this back?
Are you just trying to get it to a certain slide?
No, I just want it to, it's auto advancing and I want it to just stay on the same slide.
Sure, just hit space bar and you should be good. Or if you exit and just say start from current slide,
Okay.
that should take care of it. If it doesn't, I can certainly share from that slide.
Okay.
Just advance a little bit.
Back to, I think my video messed us up, but okay. So anyway, back to the Every Fit, one of our newest seats on the market, and it's still going to do it. I'm wondering if I could just automatically stop this. It's a 4-in-1 seat, and oh my gosh. I'm so sorry about this, guys. Maybe this will get it back. Well, it's not going to do what I want it to do. So anyway, our Every Kid, also known as Every Fit, is our open line version. You know, all the retailers, they want their own version of this. So that's why we have 2 different names on this. At Walmart, it's the Every Kid, and then you'll see it at Amazon, Target, other retailers, it's the Every Fit. It's a 4-in-1 seat. So as you can see in this slide, it does convert to a backless booster. And this is one of my favorite features about this seat. You can see that all the components stay right with the part that you're detaching. So it makes converting back and forth super easy. Our next seat is the Light Max, and this is something that's been on the market for a while now, and people love it, particularly for the lower birth weight babies. But the exciting thing on the Light Max is we now have it approved for use at 3 pounds. This is not something that we're putting on our packaging or our instructions right now, because we want to be able to work with the organization. Normally it would be a hospital releasing low birth weight babies, but we can provide you with a customized letter for your organization to be able to use the seat at 3 pounds. So if that's something that you'd be interested in or would like more information, please let me know. We've also recently launched our Light Max DLX. It has all the same features as our regular Light Max, and in addition to several more. The most exciting feature is our load leg that we have. It's our first seat that we've launched with a load leg. And this energy management feature is something that I think that you're going to start seeing a lot more out in the field. And the really exciting thing about this is this seat is under $200. You can actually find it in the low 100s. So it really is much more affordable than any other seat with a load leg that's currently on the market. Evenflo has a full institutional division. I'm going to talk for a minute about that in a little bit. But I wanted to point out right now that we have a sensor safe technology on an dedicated institutional seat now. If you're not familiar with our sensor safe technology, it's the technology that alerts the driver that a child's in the vehicle. So it's really cool. I'd be happy to answer any questions or send you information if you're not familiar with it. But now it's on the institutional line, we have a dedicated seat. This is not super new, but we do have a full line of accessories. These are optional. They have been tested with all of our car seats and strollers, so that's the difference. We've had the opportunity to test them so that they're able to be used with any of our seats. We still do allow a towel under a seat, so you definitely don't have to buy these products, but it's just something that's out there if you have a customer or a client that is interested and really wants those accessories. This is also not super new, but it's such a valuable resource. I like to just kind of highlight it. If you go to evenflow.com, you can download all of our instruction manuals in PDF form, and they're interactive now. So you just click on the tab that you want and it will take you straight there. And so this is just a great tool when you're out in the field. You don't have to worry about scrolling through page after page to get to the information you need. Sorry, my thing's not want to advance. Okay. Cybex is another one of our brands. I'm not going to talk a lot about it because it's a higher end brand and not one that you're going to see as much in the field. But I did want to point out this seat because, as you can see, it has a really, really cool feature of rotating 360 degrees. So if you'd like more information on any Cybex seats, please just get in touch with me. As I previously mentioned, we have a full line of institutional seats. If you're not familiar with our institutional program, these are seats that are not available at retail. They are, which means they can't be returned to retail. And we've customized them and done everything that we can to get the price down to make them affordable. Most of them come in multi-packs. They're also in brown box packaging versus full color retail packaging. And we've taken off a lot of the bells and whistles like cup holders, things that you don't need. They also come with factory select fashion, which is basically upcycled remnant fabric. It will vary, but it is always gender neutral. So I'm happy to get you this information if you're interested in that program. And here's all of our contact information. Parent Link is our customer service department. They're all technicians, so you can feel confident sending people there. Patsy Pilcher and I are your institutional sales representatives, and we're really your front line of any questions or information that you need. Sarah Haverstick is our safety advocate. She's a great resource for those more detailed questions. She also does a lot of training and webinars. Sarah's currently out on medical leave, so if you have anything that you need, get with me and I will get you that information. And thank you so much for inviting me, and I hope to see you guys in Minnesota next year.
All right, we hope to get to just a couple of our questions, and I believe, Eve, there's a few of them are for you. So let's just see. Just to clarify, kids weighing more than 100 pounds must have an extra tether installed in the vehicle.
Kids weighing more than 100 pounds must have a tether.
An extra tether installed in the vehicle.
That's something that I'm going to need to check on, and I will get back with you.
For the vests, sorry, that
okay.
they clarified. That one was for Vera. Thank you for clarifying. That was from Andrea.
Hi, so for the Ride Safe for Travel vest, when it is used with a lap-only seatbelt, you must use the tether. End of story. From 30 pounds all the way up to 110 pounds. When it's used with a lap and shoulder belt, it does not have to use the tether, but we recommend it because not all collisions are completely frontal collisions. Some collisions happen on the far side where the shoulder belt is not going to be in the position to protect them. If the child is sitting in the passenger side rear seat and the collision occurs from the driver's side, obviously the child is going to slip out of that shoulder belt sideways. And this is where the tether can protect them. But it is not necessary for a full frontal collision. All of our vests can be used without the tether, as long as they're lap and shoulder belts.
Thank you for answering that.
You're welcome.
One more question, I believe, is for Eve. The new, I lost my question.
I did see one. The Light Max is cleared for 3 pounds, any of the models, the DLX or any of the models.
Perfect.
And it looked like there was another question on load
The
leg.
load, yep, someone who's new to car seats,
So-
what is a load leg? They might need to.
So a load leg is an energy management system that's basically going to limit the rebound on the seat. So it's just going to, you might also hear it referred to as the stability leg. And so most of them will telescope down, they'll go down onto the floorboard of the car, and then it's just going to help stabilize that seat.
Perfect.
But there,
And then Vera,
just one more thing to clarify, there
Yeah.
are no standards for load legs in the US. So we test our seat using with and without using the load leg, as do any other manufacturer selling them with a load leg in the US. So you do not have to use that load leg. And there are certain situations that you would not be able to use it. But most of the time, if you're able to, you're going to want to use it.
perfect. We have time just for one more question, and then I highly encourage you just to reach out to your manufacturers. They've all had their information up, and you can find that their contact information will be on the TZD website. Vera, do you want to answer this last question here? Are
Yes,
there
I just saw
replacement
that.
buckles? Okay.
Yes, I just saw that. Thank you, Karma, for asking. It is not possible to replace the buckles on the front because everything is sewn together. So if you could please contact me, I can get you pointed in the right direction for a technician or instructor discount, or for, actually, we're doing some instructor aids this month. So I might actually be able to qualify you and send you one at no cost.
Excellent. Thank you to all our speakers, and today for all of our viewers. We hope you have learned something and are able to share your knowledge with your colleagues. A link to an evaluation can be found in the chat box and also will be emailed to you. If you could take 2 minutes to fill out the survey, TZD leadership does read the results of that survey and takes the information for future events. We encourage you to follow Minnesota TZD on our social media. We do have a Facebook and a Twitter. And then lastly, we hope that you sign up for other webinars in the series. I strongly suggest that you do a webinar outside of your E and share the information of upcoming webinars with your colleagues, your friends, and your family. The next webinar will be Wednesday, November 4th. It's not too late to register for this event. We will have 3 speakers talking about more product information about car seats. They will share their product and the latest injury prevention technology as well. We will have Tony Jirish from an advocate relations manager who is a lead CPS instructor from Kids Embrace. We will also have Daniel Schleffer, who is the co-founder of WizRider, and Bob Walls, who is the global car seat safety advocate from Nuna Baby. A full list from the webinar details can be found on the TZD website. Remember, it is a free webinar, but you do need to register to attend. The Minnesota TZD program would like to end with this message. Our work to reduce fatalities and serious crashes may seem harder than ever right now. Hold your head high and know together we are stronger. Together we can make a difference. Together we can make our roads safer for all road users. Together we can get to zero. Thank you for attending today.